Good day, grade 10 learners. Welcome to our mathematics lesson. I am Skulile Ncube, and this lesson is proudly brought to you by the Gauteng Department of Education. Right, learners, are you ready for the lesson? Let's be ready, learners. Make sure that you have your books with you and your pen and your calculator. Okay. Right, the first part of the lesson I'm going to be teaching you, I'm going to be explaining things. So I'll be also giving you time to write notes. And then after that, I'm going to give you an activity to do. Okay, that's how our lesson is going to be structured. Okay, we're going to have our baseline activities, fine. And then after the baseline activity, I'll explain. Make sure you pay attention and understand. And then I'll explain everything, and then after explaining everything, I'll give you an activity to do. Okay, right. What are we looking at today? We're looking at the measures of central tendency, but for grouped data. For grouped data, what did we do last week? Do you remember what we did last week? We looked at what? Measures of central tendency, isn't it? The mean, the median, and the mode. Do you remember those things? Okay, but we're looking at what? At ungrouped data. Today we're doing grouped data. We'll see the difference between these two types of data. Okay, right. So learners, we are going to calculate measures of central tendency for grouped data. That's what we're going to do in this lesson. All right, and then grade 8 and 9, we did number operations. We're going to use our skills on number operations a lot today. And then we also did data handling. It's not the first time for us to hear about this, isn't it? Right, and then now before we move any further, grade 10s, I want us to do this short activity. Right, given this data here, calculate the mean, find the median, and what is the mode. We're using what we learned last week. Okay, let's do this in 5 minutes. Right, welcome back, learners. I really hope you got enough time to do the calculations. Let's mark our work now. Let's mark our work. Right, the mean. Did you add all the data items? Okay, and you divide by the number of data items in the set. Okay, if you did that, you did correctly. Right, so we add all the data items and divide by the number of data items in the set there. So we have our mean, which is represented by x bar there. That's our mean, 15,5. Can you mark that? Okay, right. And then we go to the median. How do we find the median? How do we find the median? That's the meager value or the meager item when the data set is arranged, okay, from what, in an ascending order, from the smallest to the highest. Okay, that's how we find the median. So our median here is again 15,5. Right, we have how many data items? 20 of them. Do you remember how we find the median position? Median position. How do we find the median position? How do we do that? We say the median position is equal to half times n plus 1, okay, which is like n plus 1 divided by 2. So our n is 20, so it's going to be 1 over 2 and then 20 plus 1. That's okay. What is half of 21? That is 10,5, right? 10,5. Meaning that our data item, which is the median here, is going to be between term number 10 and term number 11. Okay, let's count our terms. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11. So it means our median is between 15 and 16. So what you do there, we say 15 plus 16 divided by 2. Or you can even see that the number which is exactly between 15 and 16 there will be 15,5. Okay, right. And then the mode. The mode is bimodal because we have how many 17s? 4 of them. How many 14s? 4 of them. It is possible to find 2 modes, even 3 modes, even no mode at all, where all the numbers are different, is possible. Okay, so the mode here is 14 and 17. The data is bimodal. Okay. Right, now let's go to the main part of our lesson, and I want us now, like I said, I'm going to explain, but before I explain, I want you to just discuss something, okay? Right, what is the difference between the following two sets of data? We have this set of data, let me just highlight it, this one, and then we have this one, okay? Is there any difference between these two sets of data? If there is a difference, what is the difference? If they are the same, why are you saying they are the same? Okay, I want you to discuss about these two sets of data in 2 minutes. Let's try to do that. Right, welcome back, returns. Did you find out any differences or similarities? Okay, let's see. If you check this data, these two sets of data they're the same. I'll show you why I'm saying they are the same. Okay, right, but before I continue, let me remind you about our WhatsApp line is 079-454-9535. Please don't forget to send us your questions if there's something you don't understand. Okay, right. Now, we're saying that these two sets of data, they are the same, but it's only that this set here is ungrouped. And then this set here is grouped. You see that? Grouped. What do I mean by that? Let's check. We're saying these are the marks of learners. So the learners that got between 0 and 20, 0 included. If you check, 0 is included here and 20 is not included. Are they 4? Let's see. We have 10. We have this one, 15. We have 17. We have 3. There are 4. You see that? So now these 4 learners, their marks have been grouped into this class interval 1, the first class interval. So we're saying learners who got between 0 and 20, or from 0 to 20, there are 4 of them. Okay, right. And then we go to the learners that got between 20 and 40, 20 included, 40 not included. So let me just put a star. 28, 25, 39, 50 no, 56 no, then 35. You see that? Again, there are 4 of them. This is the 4 here. So they've been grouped. Okay? We go to those who got between 40 and 60. You'll find that if you count there, you'll find that there are 6 of them. You go to those that got between 60 and 80. If you count them this side, you find that there are 4 of them. And then you go to those that got 80 to 100. If you count them, there are 3 of them. So what is the difference between these two? Okay, what is the main difference between these two? Now, let's say I don't have this data here. I don't have this one. I just have group data. Let's concentrate on the group data. And then we're saying learners who got between 0 and 20. Do we really know the individual marks for these 4 learners? We won't know. We just know that these learners the 4 learners got between 0 and 20. Another learner, you can have 0, 10, 15, and 19. Or you can have 10, 10, 10, 10. Or you can have 15, 11, 13, and 7. You see that? We don't know the actual marks. What we know is that they are between 0 and 20. So that's why when you look at the instructions, when it comes to group data, we will say find the approximate mean. You don't say find the mean. You say estimate the mean, estimate the median, estimate the mode, because we don't have the actual data items. Do you understand that? Okay, that is very, very important for us to understand, so that when I'm explaining what I'm going to be explaining, you understand. This is the difference between group data and ungrouped data. So now, let's leave out the ungrouped data and concentrate on the grouped data. Right, group data. We're saying that data is arranged in groups or classes, not as individual items. Okay, it's fine. You can take short notes if you want, but I'll give you the main things that I want you to write as notes. I'll tell you. Okay, right. Now, I'm going to be explaining how we find each measure of central tendency. We're going to start with the median. Using the following frequency table, determine the interval in which the median lies. We can find where the median lies. Okay, is it between 0 and 20? Is it between 20 and 40? Is it between 40 and 60? Is it between 60 and 80? Is it between 80 and 100? So how do we do that? Okay, So for you to be able to do that, you can add another column, which is called cumulative frequency. Cumulative means what? When it's saying something is cumulative, I've heard math teachers saying, oh, mathematics is a cumulative subject. What do they mean by that? You keep on building, you keep on adding things. You keep on adding. You see that? So cumulative, we're saying we're adding. The frequency here is 4. So we will write our 4 there. You see that? And then to this 4, we add this 4. Cumulative frequency is now 8. 4 plus 4, 8. And then to this 8, what will we add? We'll add the 6. It means what? It becomes 14. You see that? And then to the 14, we'll add this 4. And then it becomes what? It becomes 18. And then to this 18, we add the 3. And it becomes what? 21. How many learners are in this class? There are 21 learners. You can even find that when you add the frequencies. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 6, 14, plus 4, 18, plus 3, 21. Now, where does the median lie? The median position formula does not change. We are still using this formula. And they are saying that the median is the 11th mark. Remember, these marks are arranged from the smallest to the biggest. Okay? If we are going to arrange these marks, we're going to start with these 4 learners that got between 0 and 20. Let's say in the first class, from 0 to 20, there are 4 learners. I will just sort of a tally like things. Okay? Right. So there are 4 learners. This is the first lowest mark, second lowest, third, fourth. These 4 learners are in the first class, 0 to 20. We have arranged those 4 learners. We are saying our median is where? It's the 11th mark. Okay? Right. We go to the second one, which is 4. It adds up to 8. So this is 4 learners here again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So altogether we have how many learners now? We have 8 learners. 4 from the first class, 4 from the second class. When I'm talking about class intervals, I'm talking about these ones. These are the class intervals. Okay? Right. 4 from the first class interval, 4 from the second class interval, we have 8. So if we have arranged, it means we have arranged it up to data item number 8. Right. We go to the third class interval. How many learners there? There are 6 of them. So we've said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have 6 more. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is the third class interval. You see that we have arranged our marks. The first 4, the second class interval 4, and then the third class interval 6. So we have how many learners now? Let's count it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then the 11th data item is in which class interval? Our third class interval, in this case, which is this one here. You see that? So where is the 11th data item? You can even see using your cumulative frequency here. We have the first 4 here. We have the first 8. And then we have the first 14. Meaning that the 11th one is here. You see that? Cumulative frequency, we have the first 4, the first 8, the first 14. And then means if we're talking about the 11th number, the 11th data item, it should be in here. Where we have the first 14 one, okay, between the first 8 and the first 14. So our class interval there is from 40 to 60. That's the class interval where the median lies. Okay? Right. Once we get that, we are fine. Okay? So where does the median lie? The median lies in the class interval, which says 40 to 60. 40 included, but 60 not included. This is how you find the where the median lies. Please send us your questions 079 Right, let's go to the next part. I said I'm going to be explaining, and then the first part I'm going to explain all the measures of central tendency, then after that I'm going to give you an activity. Okay, right, let me give you 1 minute to copy, just to do a short notes. 1 minute. Welcome back, learners. I really hope that you managed to write a few notes. Right, now let's go to the mean. Right. Okay. Once we are done with the median and the mean, we're fine. The mode is very, very easy to find. Okay. Right. Now, what do we do with the mean? How do we find the mean of what group data? Let's look at the instruction. It says determine the approximate. You see that? It does not say determine the mean. It says approximate mean, meaning that we are estimating here. Okay, right, like I said when we talked about the group data and ungrouped data. Now we're saying these learners got between 0 and 20, but do we know the real marks? We don't know. It can be the 4 learners, someone got 7, someone got 10, someone got 12, someone got 15, or all the 4 got 15. You see that? So now, how do we do this? We have to estimate. And then how do we estimate? We use the midpoint of the class interval. We use the midpoint of the class interval. Let me just go there now. So, oh, sorry. Let me give you these steps. Then I'll give you time to what to copy. Then we move on. Right, to estimate the mean. These are the steps. What? Find the midpoints of the class interval. Please write them down. Or let me go through everything. Let me go through everything, then I'll give you time to copy. You find the midpoint class interval, and then 2, you multiply the class interval midpoints with frequency. I'll explain why we're doing that. Okay, for now, just take the notes, and then add the answers, meaning the products. We multiply the the midpoint class interval, and then the frequency, then you get the products. Then you add them, and then you divide by the number of data items. These are the 4 steps we're going to do to estimate the mean. Let's have 2 minutes to copy these 4 points. Right, welcome back, learners. I really hope you managed to copy the notes, these 4 points. Right, now, let me explain this. Now, we have learners that got between 0 and 20. We say that we don't know what these learners actually got. We know that the marks are between 0 and 20. Okay, so what we do, we find the midpoint of the class interval. We are assuming that these 4 learners got 10 marks or 10% each. Okay, so this 10 is saying that learner A got 10, learner B got 10, learner C got 10, learner D got 10. You see that 4 learners, each getting 10. So you see that we're estimating here. Okay, right. And then we go to the second class interval. Just find the midpoint here. You say 20 plus 40 divided by 2. That's how we do it. Okay, and then what is that? The midpoint is going to be 30. You see that? So we're assuming that all these 4 learners got 30% each. Right, we go to 40 plus 60, which is 100. 100 divided by 2 is 50. So assuming that these 6 learners, each of them got 50%. Okay, and then 60 to 80, we don't know the actual marks, but we assume that each learner got 70%. 80 to 100, we don't know the actual marks, but you assume that each learner got 90%. How many learners? 3 learners got 90, which is the midpoint interval of this class. Midpoint interval of this class, 80 to 100. You say 80 plus 100 is 180 divided by 2, you get 90. So we're saying these 3 learners each got what? 90. You see that? That's why we say estimate the mean. Now, if 4 learners got 10, each learner got 10. So what is the total? Remember, to find the mean, we add the data items. So it's going to be 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, which is what? 40, isn't it? So we can say 10 times frequency. That's the second point. Multiply your midpoint of the interval with the frequency. You see that? So we're saying 10 times 4, which is 40. So the total marks from these 4 learners is 40. And then the total marks from these 4 learners is 30, 30, 30, 30, which is what? 120. So we're saying 30 times 4, 120. And then total marks from the 6 learners, we're assuming that each learner got 50. So it's 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 6 of them. So it's 50 times 6, which is 300 marks. 4 learners got 70. We're assuming 4 learners got 70. So it's 70 times 4, which is 280. And then 90 times 3, which is 270. So these are the total marks from each class interval. Now, to get the total marks from the 21 learners, we add these products. Okay, that's point number 3. We add these products. These are the products. The answers you get when you multiply 2 items is called what? Product. So now these are the products, you add them, and then you get our 1010. It means we're assuming that these, if we add the 21 marks from these 21 learners, the marks will add to 1010. And then how do we find the mean? How do we find the mean? Let me erase this. It's going to disturb me. Okay, right. How do we find the mean? We divide the sum of the data items, which is this, by the number of data items, which is 21. And then what do we get? We get our mean, which is 48,10. That's how we estimate the mean. Okay, right. Can I give you just 1 minute to make short notes? Welcome back, learners. Welcome back. Right, I really hope you have managed to learn something that you're going to use. Remember, we're preparing for our final examinations, isn't it? Right, these are easy marks. Don't lose any marks. When it comes to data handling, statistics, don't lose any marks, please. Okay, right. And then determine the mode. This one is easy. Give us the answer. Can say the answer there in your classroom. What is the model class? Sorry, not the mode, the model class. Okay, which one is the model class here? It's going to be 40 to 60, this one. Why is it the mode? Because it has the highest frequency. Okay, that's how you identify the model class. Okay, right. And then the next question says, oh, this is the answer. And then determine the approximate mode of the data. Now you're estimating the mode. So we're going to use the midpoint of the interval there to estimate the mode. Okay, so we're going to say 40 plus 60 here, and then divided by 2. We find the average of the lower limit and the sum of the lower limit and the upper limit. Remember, this one is called the lower limit, this one is called the upper limit. So we say add them and divide by 2 to estimate the mode. Okay, so you should be able to identify the modal class and also to estimate the mode. Right, now I've explained, I've been talking. I want us to try this activity. I'm going to be giving you time. Okay, I'm going to be giving you time. Right, it says it's activity time now, isn't it? I've explained it. All right, now using what I've been teaching you, I want you to try this activity. A group of 20 learners count the number of playing cards they each have. This is the data they collected. Fill in the frequency table. I want us to fill in the frequency table in 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, I'm not going to be explaining now, we're marking, isn't it? After 2 minutes, we're going to mark our work. Let's do it for 2 minutes. Right, welcome back, grade 10s. Right, let's say how many learners got between 0 and 5. Take note, 0 is included, but 5 is not included. So let's say if in the data set there's 5, it cannot be in the first class. It has to go to the second class. Please take note of that, okay? Right, so now we have how many between 0 and 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 4. Let me see. Yes, 4. Okay, did you get 4? Mark that. Right, between 5 and 10. 5 included, 10 not included. It means 10 must go to the third class. Right, okay, is 3. Okay, mark that. Please, if you got it wrong, correct it, because we're going to use this table for our next questions, okay? Right, make sure that your table is correct. Right. Also, check when you're saying if maybe we made a mistake, also please tell us so that we can correct it together. And then 10 to 15. Did you get 7? I got 7 from this side. Okay, if we agree that we move on. You can check if it's 7. Okay, it's interesting. There's a 10 here. Shows that the 10 is included, so we count it there in this group. Okay, it's not supposed to be in the second group. 10 is not supposed to be in this group, no, because it's not included there. It has to go to the third one. 10 to 15. See that? Okay, so you correct that. If there is a mistake, correct that. And then 15 to 20. Did you get 5? Okay, mark that. Let's see, how many learners do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Let's add here and see if we're going to get 19. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 7, 14. 14 plus 5, 19. We have all our 19 learners. Right. Remember our WhatsApp line 079-454-9535. Please, we really appreciate your input. Please, if there's something you want to share with us, please send us that to this WhatsApp line. And then let's move on. We have done the first part. Let's go to the second part. I want you now to try. I've made life very easy for you because I've given you the interval midpoint. Do you see that? Okay. So now we have done the midpoint of the interval. So do the rest. Let's estimate the mean. Let me give you 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Let's try. Right, did you manage cretans? Let's mark our work. What do we do with the interval midpoint and the frequency, by the way? We said, what do? We multiply them. Do you remember? Yes, we multiply them. And then after multiplying them, we're going to add those answers. That will give us the total marks. Right, okay, so we have multiplied here. Why did I say? No, this is a mistake, you see. Okay, it's 2,5 times 4. I will have to redo this so that I make sure it's correct. 2,5 times 4, 7,5 times 3 is fine. 12,5 times 7 is okay. 17,5 times 5 is okay. And then we have 19 learners. We're dividing by 19 there. Let me just do this and see if we are getting 11,71. Right, let me see. We have 2,5 times 4 plus 7,5 times 3 plus 12,5 times 7 and then plus 17,5 times 5, then divided by 19. Oh, it's 10,92. Unless if I made a mistake, please. 10,92. Okay. Okay. I'm getting 10,92. Unless if there is a mistake. But the main thing here, please understand the main thing, what you're supposed to do, find the midpoint interval or the interval of the midpoint, and then the frequency, and then you multiply them, you get the products, and then after that you add them and divide by the number of data items. Okay, right, let's try to go to the next one. And then it says, in which class interval does the median lie? In which class interval does the median lie? Okay, right. In the meantime, while you are working on this, I'll recalculate the mean. I want to make sure that it's really 10,92. Let me give you 2 minutes to do the median. Find the class interval where the median lies in 2 minutes. Right, welcome back, greetings. I managed to redo the mean and I managed to get the same answer. So that's, I think it's a good lesson for us. That's what I usually do. When I'm calculating, I just don't calculate once. Okay, I just calculate the first one and then I just confirm the answer. Please do that even in the examinations. Calculate and then do the second calculation to what? To confirm your answer. So our answer there should be 10,92. 10,92. Okay. Right. And then in which class interval does the median lie? Did we find the median position? We are saying it should be in the 10th position. Using our cumulative frequency column, we're saying here is up to the 4th mark, is up to the 7th mark. We're considering this and this, remember, okay? So it's up to the 7th mark. After they are what? They've been arranged in an ascending order. Is up to the 14th mark. So it means the 10th mark is here in this class interval, because this one is up to the 14th mark. So this is our median. Where is it? Okay, let me go back. Yes, from between 10 and 15. 10 included, 15 not included. You see that? Okay, right. And then estimate the mode. Okay, which one is the modal class first? The class interval, the modal class interval, which one is it? Is it this one? No, it can't be. To find the modal class interval, which one to use? We use the frequency, not the cumulative frequency. Please don't make that mistake. So the one with the highest frequency here is 7. So that is the 7. That's the highest frequency there. So the modal class interval here is this one, 10 to 15. That's the modal class interval. But the question said estimate the mode. So we say 10 plus 15, which is 25, and 25 divided by 2, which is 12,5. But we had to identify our modal class interval first, isn't it? Okay, check the frequency, not the cumulative frequency. Okay, draw the table very fast and write the questions. Okay, so that we don't waste time. For 3 minutes, let's do this. Right, welcome back. Grade 10s, I really hope you managed to copy the question and you will do it and submit your work, okay? Right, now let's summarize our lesson. We have managed to interact, but we didn't get any questions today. I'm not sure if you are aware of our line 079 Please, let's interact during lessons and make sure that you understand. Right, and then let's summarize our lesson. We said, how do we find the mean? We add all the data items in the set and divide by the number of those data items. And then to find the median, we find the median position using the formula n plus 1 divided by 2. Remember, I said this also can be written as n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, right, and then mode is the data item that appears most, the one with the highest frequency. Right, for group data, the median or mode is the midpoint of the interval. Thank you very much, grade 10s. I really hope that you learned something and you are ready for your examinations. We wish you all the best from our side, this side. We wish you all the best as you prepare and as you write your examinations. Let's meet next week. Don't miss the lesson. Goodbye.